It is impossible to define democracy as a political system. Among people who prefer to think in mundane terms, it is defined as a government of the people, by the people, for the people. If asked to define the system of government in a religious-based society, we can state that religious government in fact upholds the sovereignty of Allah over Allah's creatures, for Allah's sake. The difference between the two is quite obvious. Democracy, although beneficial to a certain extent, can never be termed a religious government. The establishment, therefore, of a democratic type of government in a religious society is not only impossible but unsuitable and incongruous also. In the first place, Allah's existence is not dependent on man's vote. Allah is far beyond the modes and mores of democracy. He is Allah, whether people accept it as a fact or not. Men, created by Allah, don't believe in Him. It makes no difference to His sovereignty and supreme authority. Even if the hosts of the earth and heavens were to rise against Him, Allah would continue to be the Lord, the Creator and the Almighty. What right does a mortal creature have to vote about the existence of the Absolute and His exercise of authority? Whether it is to a man's liking or not, Allah is Allah, alive and immutable, eternal and unshakable, supreme and paramount, preserver and existing from eternity without beginning. Allah's disposition is unconcerned with democracy. He is not answerable before any majority. That is why He is Allah. While Allah is what He is, even His prophets are not chosen by men's votes or by a majority verdict. Just as Allah is Allah, so are the prophets His prophets. A majority vote does not count so far as a prophet's prophethood is concerned. So far we have been talking of prophets in general. Now think a little concerning the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, who is the last messenger sent by Allah. He is the leader of all the prophets and does not owe his distinction to votes cast in his favor by other prophets. He is preeminent not because men have voted for him, but only because the status has been bestowed on him by Allah. Let us assume, for argument's sake only, that someone has been blessed with qualities approaching those of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and has a very large number of followers. Even so, his status can never match the eminence of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. At most, he can obtain the distinction of being his follower. Prophets do not attain prophethood through men's votes or by virtue of their excellence. They are prophets because of Allah's decision. They are prophets because of the status given to them by Allah, and not because they were chosen by men, or because most of the angels voted in their favor. The Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, owes his paramountcy to the absolute will of Absolute. His high station owes nothing to mankind, but has been bestowed on him by Allah. Democracy has absolutely nothing to do with the making of a prophet. Let us now take a look at Islam. As a religion, Islam is not Islam because Muslims have voted for it. It comes from Allah. Islam is Islam, whether you accept it as such or not. It hasn't become a religion in deference to a majority verdict. It came into being because of Allah's command, Allah's will, Allah's bestowal, and Allah's decision. Democracy hasn't the remotest connection with it. If a major part of the world's population happens to be non-Muslims, it would be completely wrong to draw the conclusion that Islam, may Allah forbid the thought, is a false religion. Islam is a true religion. It would still be true even if those who believe in it were in minority. It would still be a true religion even if those who believe in it were to be wiped out completely. Democracy can't meddle in the matter of religion. The religions prevalent before the advent of Islam were subjected to popular consensus, and it put an end to them. The religions were administered the coup de grace by majority verdicts and self-seeking rulers. Islam cannot be changed or amended by the whims of kings or the force of consensus. There is no room for a Martin Luther in Islam. Those who suggested that Islam should be converted into Deen-i-Ilahi *, suffered a total oblivion. This religion cannot be amended or curtailed. It has remained exactly the same over the centuries. The majority verdict will always have to take second place when it comes to following the dictates of religion. Democracy and religionism are not fellow travelers. If most of the people are bereft of truth, who is going to vote for a religious system based on truth? What can an honest man do in a dishonest society? How can he solicit votes from anyone? A democracy was founded by raising the slogan of food, clothes, and housing. We have seen it in action and know how it came to a sorry end. To establish democracy in the name of Islam is in asterisk an alternate religion fabricated by Akbar, the well-known Mughal emperor, to play a practical joke on both Islam and democracy. Islam is Islam and democracy just democracy. Islam is based on truth, and truth is not to be found among the majority. Democracy means the rule of the majority, and most of the people find religion a bore. How can a religious society be established through democracy? That is something we should give serious thought to. How will a religious government come into being? If the majority makes a wrong decision, how does religion stand to gain from it in the end? Even though Yazid and his followers be in majority. To uphold the truth means acting like Imam Hussein. This is exactly the point which those who side with Yazid can't understand. How could it be, they wonder, that Hussein is all alone and in the right, and the Yazidis are in majority and in the wrong? It is they who rule, and they are liars. The reason why we have to experience repeatedly the tragedy of Karbala, where truth and upright leadership are invariably at stake, is perfectly plain. Be the majority, because of its large vote bank, has forgotten that Islam is not the outcome of a majority verdict, but is concerned entirely with obeying and loving the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. To love Allah is to obey the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and to love the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, is to obey Allah. If voting is made compulsory, it would become a little difficult to differentiate between truth and falsehood. The vote of non-Muslim will have as much weight as the vote of a man of great religious authority. How terrible it would be. The false vote on a par with the valid vote. The reason why Islam has not been enforced until now is similar. It is because we have been seeking the verdict of the masses, What other reason can there be for not enforcing Islam on the Muslims? Any reason really for not enforcing the religion of Allah on Allah's creatures and on those who believe in Him? There is certainly something wrong somewhere. Will democracy be able to pinpoint the flaw and remove it? Not at all. Democracy will only enforce itself, not religion, and what it would lead to. It is not difficult to imagine the outcome. The progress of democracy is one of political meetings, political rallies, speeches, of larding truth with falsehood, of opposing the party in power, of intrigue and wanton destruction. Just as peace is the name of the recess which occurs between two wars, similarly can it be that democracy stands for the interim period between two marital laws. Democracy does not recognize talent. It only believes in a reign of quantity, not of quality. Democracy forces Socrates to take poison, sends Mansour to the gallows. It refuses to honor Jesus. No thinker or man of religious authority, or intellectual or religious scholar or saint, or man of transcendental vision can ever come to power in a democracy. And why should they be concerned with the establishment of a religious government who reach the seat of power through the costly process of democracy? So long as the lovers of truth, the seekers of truth, and the knowers of truth are not in majority among the masses, democracy will remain a dangerous game